What's up guys, my name is Alex and welcome to a little how-to video. People ask me how I got Warlord with such a good rank and how I get these, how I get my gear so easily and all that. So I'm just going to explain this in a guide, I guess, on how to get Warlord or Commander, whatever you want. And if you want to get gear, it's fast. Basically, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna need a good deck. That's the first thing you're gonna. Okay, first thing you're gonna need is a good deck setup. So, for a balance, well, usually in 2v2, the best. Well, if I'm doing 2v2, it would probably be a good place for a 2v2 team would probably be around level 38 to level 45. I got Warlord at level 45 in the 2v2, and 1v1 you can do around at any level. It just depends on what strategy you have. I do not suggest low level PvP because that is just luck based in my opinion on who gets the pips faster and all that shit to get TC. So anyways, first thing is cards you will really need. So I'm going to show you the cards you will absolutely need in PvP, whether you like it or not. So these are cards you probably must have, and I think is probably the best thing you can ever get. I don't think there's many people, a lot of people use these cards and it's very obvious what they get, but if you go to Mortis you can get one of these cards. The card that I actually got but that does not show up on there is the death spell called Infection. It basically it reduces 50% to the next healing spell. So if you're doing a 2v2, even in 1v1, reducing 50% of the next heal is very worth it. And bring it on. Anyways, here we go. Here's the next spell. See how this fairy will reduce to 50, and it'll be from 400 to 200, so that's exactly why I got a noob, because it'll be easy. I mean, that just reduces the heal and you can kill them faster, and I will make a demonstration in this video on how I would use that exactly, because this will be a full base, good, thorough guide, and I want to make it really good. So anyways, next thing, the next card you absolutely need is probably going to be going all the way to Triton Avenue. So if you come to the secret room here, we have a secret trainer named Mildred Farseer. So she has basically every dispel in the whole wide world, and she will have a special balance spell called Reshuffle. So here's what you need. If you're going to be any of these, if you need any of these basically dispels of whatever school you need, you can get those. You have to get those. Like, I got my balance dispel from here. If I can find it, it's probably, yeah, right here. This is it. You can get a balance dispel from here, and that actually helps. This is the dispel area, so if you're ever doing max PvP, I guess you can get a lot of dispels you will need, like storm dispels, etc. But the main thing you come here for is Reshuffle. So when you are close to running out of cards, or you cannot find what you need and you discarded some of the treasure cards you actually need, if you use this Reshuffle spell, it will put all of your cards back into your deck. So let's say, I'm going to put up an example here. If I run out of all my sandstorms, I have none here. But if I use a sandstorm and I use that, I mean a Reshuffle, if I use that, basically all those sandstorms I had will return. So basically it will return all your cards that you actually had. So here's one of the biggest things you will actually need in PvP, and that is Entangle, life dispels. You might be wondering, why would this be useful in any reason? Well, 2v2s you will find a lot of life wizards, and life wizards tend to heal their teammates a lot. So, and if you're going first, it'll be easy. It'll be very easy to use these. But if you're going second, you will have to strategically use these life dispels, and still hard for me even to really get a full understanding of it. But I'll show you how you can exactly use it to its full extent. So I have a reshuffle right here. It will reshuffle all cards back to my deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard almost every card in my hand. You might be asking, why would you do this? And this will show you in a minute. So hopefully by next round I'll have all my cards. I did have a very low deck when I came in here just to show this off. But okay, so now I can get rid of all the other cards I have. And I have 2 now, so basically I have run out of cards. To make sure that I'll pass one more turn, just to make sure I actually do this correctly. But yeah, so 89, okay. Well, let's see. Now, as you can see, I did not actually fully run out of cards. So now that I have no cards left and I have a reshuffle right here, I'll place it on myself. And we will watch the magic happen after we, so he will do whatever he wants to do on us while I show off this nifty spell. Okay, so there we go. You got, see, that's the reshuffle in action, and let's see what happens afterwards. And bam, all of our cards are back. So now you can just wand and kill him. So yeah, easy as that. Basically, what I just showed you is, you might not understand it, but basically what the thing I showed you earlier in my deck is basically what I just did. I run out of cards and then I used a reshuffle, and then it puts every card that I discarded back into my deck. I don't know, I guess I'll just do this. I thought she was gonna heal that round, so okay, here we go. See? That life dispel will make it so that, bam, it fizzles. It automatically fizzles, and it will waste her pips. Anyways, I will teach you the side schools necessary. So, one of the biggest side schools you actually need for PvP is probably Ice. You don't have to get everything up. You don't have to get every Ice spell out of the book. But if you're going to be an Ice Wizard to begin with, you don't have to worry about this. And I'll show you what the other route necessary is needed to take. So if you go to the School of Ice, you will see that I have nothing past level 16 spell. So it shows level 22 right here. So, and that's why I have everything up to Tower Shield. See, I have the first 5 cards of this shit. So I get Tower Shield, and that is a very good shield. I mean, it shields basically any school spell, and it reduces it to 50. Kind of like the Death's Infection, which reduces a heal, but this reduces a attack. So, anyways, the next thing we need to focus on is, I think I got clearly, I think I'm almost done. So, if you're not a Life Wizard, it's highly recommended that you go to Life. You train up to Satyr. You really need to do this. I mean, you really do. Like, especially in 2v2 and 1v1, Satyr is a must. You need Satyr. You can sometimes rely on you can rely on a Pixie in Death PvP. And in my whatever when I PvP'd on it, I only use Pixies, but it depends on the person, really, if you want to use Satyrs or Pixies in Death PvP, but me personally, I think it's pointless, considering you can get health back. So, next thing we need to focus on is just regular old deck setup and how I set up if I'm PvPing with a friend. So, yeah. I'm just going to show you my balances 2v2 deck. So basically, after I have all these spells, Stun Block you don't actually need, but if you're doing high level, or I mean 38 or 45, I suggest you get it from Diego. So and you don't have to be like any rank for it. So anyways, I usually just consist of this. I will have around 4 heals of each, and I will have shields of basically everything. I will reduce it sometimes considering I have tower shields. Now, since I'm a blader, basically, since I'm balanced, I need to have around 3 blades of each type in there. Elementals, you only need around 2, but I usually use 3 balanced blades and 3 blade storms. And the judgments, you don't really use those to necessarily just kill one guy in one shot. That is the thing that people don't understand. Usually, it's smarter to use your judgment to kill, like, to permanently kill someone rather than to go and try and one-shot them. Because judgment is very hard to actually lay a good hit on, in my opinion. So I would usually stick to spectral blasts until I can get them down to a judgment. So that's 1v1. But still, same thing goes in the balance 2v2. If you're using a judgment, you need to just use it as a finisher anytime. I mean, if you have critical and you would like to just try and one-shot someone, go for it. But that's not safe. It's not a smart move. So you will need around 2 entangles for sure. You always need that around 3 infections. So I think that basically does it for a deck setup. I'll show you how my ices, and I think I'll show you how my ices deck setup is right now. So very basic concept, the way you can do it and win at least. So I'll show you what I usually do. So in my treasure card deck, I'll usually consist of 4 monstrous, 4 infallibles, 4 power novas, and 4 raws. You might be saying, oh, you're a treasure card cheap pit person. Well, actually, sometimes you're forced to use treasure cards and you run out of cards. But this time, when you're at this level, you kind of actually need treasure cards. So, for example, with balance, if people were stacking and they're about to hit, I'm going first, and I had enough pips to use a Power Nova, I could Power Nova them. And then those weaknesses would hit. You just basically strategically use these moves. You don't actually have to spam them to win. Exactly. But what I would do is I'd try and blade up for around 2 rounds, put an infallible up, and then you can either go for a Power Nova or a Raw. Whatever school you use is the same exact thing. But you're not really the exact same. But when you hit, your partner has to hit. Usually with this guy, I PvP'd with an ice. So I would have stacked him and used Snow Angels with an infallible and basically reduce every shield they actually had for ice. So that's what I usually did with ice and balance PvP, and I've always really did that with ice PvP because that's just how I usually do it. I really highly suggest you use ice, like how you have an ice wizard at these level PvP, because it makes it so much easier. I mean, Snow Angel just gets rid of basically every shield, and then if you have an infallible and you got blades on there, you pierce shit. So that's one of the best things for this. So anyways, I'm gonna be back. Now it's time to flee. There we go. Happy, have your win. But yeah, that's basically how you do things. That's all I gotta say on how to become Warlord. I showed off all how the spells work, etc. You can most likely just find out a strategy on your own. I really highly suggest you do 2v2. I mean, very easy. You can get free wins. And now it's time for how you get tickets. Okay. First things first. You have to do a ranked match. You have to pay. You can either pay 80 crowns, 240 for a day pass, or just get a membership and do as many as you really want to. And then once you get around Warlord or Commander, actually I suggest Commander, I suggest you go into these tournaments. Tournaments are very easy. I can join any of them because I have crowns. But anyways, they should have gifted it to me. But so yeah. As you can see, there's 2v2s, 3v3, 4v4s. I don't suggest you do these life and death perk shit. I'd suggest you just do the regular 2v2, 1v1, 1v1, 2v2, and all that stuff. So if you get a team, definitely do that. To enter with your group, with someone, what you're gonna need to do is actually click join. You're gonna click on it. You're gonna click on it and join with a group. That's how you're gonna do it. So get in a group with your partner, and then you click join with a group. He will get the information, the confirmation, and then you will click that, and you will be done. So that's basically how you get tickets fast. You get around. Let me show you the prizes you can get for getting in first place. I mean, even if you get 16th place, you still get 250. Last place is still 250 tickets plus 65. So like, and then first place you get 1,200. So I mean, that's very easy, and you can get whatever the hell you want, basically, whatever position you get in. So, that's why I highly suggest you do this if you want to get your gear fast, and I know especially a lot of you people who do PvP really just want the outfit. Easy way to do it right here. So, anyways, hopefully this guide helped you out as much as possible. Hopefully I can make more in the future, but for now, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.